Yo, what up, everyone? Welcome to the Blue Gamer Bluecast Morning Show. I'm your host, Adam Blue, 30 plus year video game enthusiast and industry analyst, and today, 4/7/3/2025, I'll run through the latest gaming news, what I've been playing, and a little rant. A little rant, because I think it's good for the industry. I hate it when I get on rants, but we're going to do that. I'm so used to you know what? Hydrosity has Super Angel Island Zone 2 vibes to it. It's like that second part, and I know what you mean. I've always liked the music because when I originally started the Blue Gamer Bluecast was back in 2007. I don't know if any of that stuff still exists, but I would use. Was that the intro? I would use the Hydrosity music anyway because I love that music. It sounds like video games. Like to me, Street Fighter, just the concept is a very video game thing for me. Like if I think, oh, video games, Street Fighter, Sonic, Mario, so that's, hey, Chris, good to see you. Glad you're here. Yeah, and it's Thursday. It's the day before the holiday here. And fortunately, my company decided to make the third a holiday as well. So I'm actually off today. So I think I might extend this a little bit with some gameplay, but then I might go jump on the Gundam Explained and stream. So we'll see. But today I'm gonna get the rant out of the way. I do, because that's the stuff that might be more sensationalist, which kind of goes against what I'm trying. But because I really care about the other stuff, I'm going to do this first. So what I really wanted to talk about was if we go to, and do I have this up? Okay. I'm going to move. So Xbox had their layoffs, and these things happen. And sometimes they're for good reasons. Sometimes they're for bad reasons. With Microsoft, it's different just because they're such a big corporation. But with other video game companies, it's like, what are they doing with their budgets, pushing games with microtransactions? Of course, these things are going to happen. And then here's my main thing, Destin, right? Destin he's on the bigger side because he was with IGN, right? But now he's on his own. But the thing is, he's just saying, like, he's basically taking what Jason Schreier put on Blue Sky, saying about, sloppy and chaotic Xbox layoffs have been. And it's like, I'm the type of person where I feel injustice. And when layoffs happen, I've been laid off multiple times, and it's horrible. Sometimes it's worked out where there's severance involved, but there's other times where I've just kind of been left in the dust. And it's horrible, and I really think things need to change around how that works out. Although, to be honest, even the Xbox people here, in this case, are getting pretty good severance for leaving, which is pretty interesting. But what I'm trying to get at is people like Destin sensationalize the dark side of gaming to get us to this point. I said this happens all the time, and while I see people showing empathy, no one, including journalists who have the largest voice. As much as I love talking about video games, my channel only has 800 and something subscribers, and I've been doing that. It says happy 17th year of YouTube, and my gaming credibility is, oh my God, I'm explained. That's different. That was crazy. In 3 years, 12,000 subscribers or whatever, 3-4 years. But with Blue Gamer, I'm no one. So it's like I don't really have a voice. So I'm trying to say, you journalists who have the largest voices are not doing anything to enforce change. You keep reporting, buying, sensationalizing, but not much else. And it's true. If you look at Destin's YouTube videos, he has fallen into that sort of trap of, and maybe we'll look at it real quick, that trap of a sensationalized type of, Xbox Live announced. Well, let's go. Okay. Let's see. Demo reaction, Borderlands surprise was awesome. I mean, these aren't too big of a deal. Xbox just put this on hold. There's a lot of the way that the article, it's like, it's not really telling you what's going on, but it's like, oh, what does this mean? I'm going to go in here. It's bait stuff. And some of it's pretty good, but some of it's like when he is leaning into it and it's real, then it works. But then you could tell he leans into it when there is nothing there. And then here's just another example of Where was it? Ba, ba, ba. Ba, ba, ba. Okay. This is from Tom Henderson. Phil Spencer will allegedly retire as CEO after next gen console launch. How does he know this? Well, the news comes from the Ghost of Hope, who has a decent track record regarding Call of Duty leaks. Tom, should we really report on this then? Should we? Because Xbox insists boss Phil Spencer is not retiring anytime soon. Like Frank Shaw was saying that was made up. And, again, it could be, oh, maybe this is true that he is going to, but this wasn't a credible source. And Tom Henderson is that name, along with others that are just constantly, their news is what's highlighted all the time. And it's sensationalizing. It's creating this sort of, it's feeding into the people's want of this kind of bad news, but we're not doing anything to kind of change the way the industry, like articles to go out and how to change your habits with gaming, how to stand up against microtransactions. Nothing like that is happening. Destin's okay. He does overact a lot. Schreier is opinionated when he shouldn't be. Yeah. I'd rather just not know when it comes from the horses. I'd rather just know when it comes. Yeah, exactly. Just so we're not speculating, causing issues, because I bring this up a whole lot last year, the whole thing that happened last year with Perfect Dark. Now it's funny that it got canceled, but how, before it was even canceled, Jeff Grubb was just making up stuff, and then it caused the team to have to be like, nothing's going on. What the heck? It's weird stuff. Is Phil the next Kathleen Kennedy, as in he'll leave eventually? He'll eventually leave. I mean, it's funny. He's been with Microsoft since the 80s, I think, or early 90s. And he's just one of those guys and he never talks crap. Like you look at Mike Ibarra, he tends to mouth. Phil doesn't. He seems like he's a long-term dude. And also, a lot of people put a lot of responsibility on Phil Spencer. And to understand how like management works, he's being told how to manage more than he is managing himself. He's just a good person. I think that's why he's in the role. You never see any controversy with him. When he speaks very well. I think that's what he was hired for. He's good to be this kind of communication leader for Xbox. And because he's a gamer, he's able to speak on those terms. If you hear how he talks, I remember when the ROG Ally first came out, how much he liked using it. It's cool stuff. Anyway, that was my rant. I just wanted to say that because I think the layoffs are horrible when they happen, but I think gamers that have the money need to change their habits, and journalists that are covering gaming needs to be very careful and not just say speculation just because, and yeah, it makes it a chaotic time. Okay, so I'm glad I got that out of the way, because again, I don't like talking about that stuff. Oh, and then it's funny because someone even said like, were there massive swings like this in the early 2000s? Curious if this is new and history repeats itself. This is from MGV, because yeah, that's the case. What was the other one? And someone said maybe the AI pendulum swinging forward while the pendulum from the post-COVID hiring boom swinging back. And that's this. I don't know who this is, Michael, but that's a very, very neat thought, because I do think there's a lot of that going on too. Okay. Now we're going to go on to some other news. We'll remove that. Spencer really worked to help write the show. Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, there was such a good recovery, especially for me. The play anywhere aspect was such a big deal. And he knew that, and the integration, like right off the bat. Yeah, in 2013 is Jam Killex. That is the exact time frame, because Satya Nadella became CEO, and then their whole thing was no more hardware in the future, so just services. So Neil Druckmann is stepping away from the Last of Us TV show, which is very interesting because, one, Last of Us game didn't like it, but when they said they were going to make it a TV show, I was like, that's a great TV show. I watched the show, and it didn't embody what I thought the purpose of the game was to embody. In fact, they kind of doubled down on more of these sort of modern social type of relationships, but in a setting of zombies. to the point to where I don't think people were happy with the second season or something. I don't know. To be honest, I wasn't. And then to the point now where Neil Druckmann's just out. Just to complete transition, complete focus on the game, which is, this new game, which even this new game looks very generic to me. So I wonder what was going on there. If I know he says he wants to spend more time on the game, but I wonder if getting into that filmmaking, and this could be a warning for me, getting into the filmmaking studio thing, it didn't turn out the way he wanted it, and then he feels maybe with gaming he gets more of that creative freedom. That's kind of interesting to think. As much as I feel like I want to be a filmmaker, what if I got into that and then some studio mandates got me all like bummed? I don't know. I find that very, very interesting thing, because when he went to that filmmaking side, I was like, wow, that's like, I admire that. Okay, so I wanted to look at this. Didn't people drop off of the show? Yeah, that I think was the main thing that I was hearing. Matrick echoed what MS wanted. Phil and Matrick did the same thing. Well, you know what? I think the thing with Don Matrick was they were doing what Sony was trying to do in the early 2000s by positioning it as an entertainment center and not a video game console. And then I think that was the biggest deal, because then now that's the biggest anger with gamers right now is Xbox not focusing on hardware, but they are focusing on the game. So it's kind of weird. Is he stepping away? He's still involved. He's still involved. It's probably twisted headline from some people that, you know what? Good point, because you hear this stuff all the time. I've made the difficult decision to step away from my creative involvement. No, I guess, no, it's on the Naughty Dog Twitter. Co-creating the show has been a career highlight. It's been an honor to work alongside Craig Mazin to and I also follow a lot of movie and filmmaking news, and even in that they were saying, Neil Druckmann's out and it's just Craig Mazin now. That's which is, Craig Mazin's a great creator. I wonder how much maybe Neil Druckmann was causing issues maybe with the way the show was going, and they asked him to step down and they just did it like this. That would be interesting. That's funny, but to each their own. I don't like The Last of Us, but I know a lot of people do, so I think there's room for that, but that's kind of a funny. Okay. I want to go to this Dying Light thing. Dying Light developer Techland has reportedly canceled 2 games, which is very interesting because they're not a big time developer. That's why I'm saying, like, it's not like Microsoft is doing something unique that no other game developer is going through right now. Dying Light developer Techland has reportedly canceled multiple games. The Polish developer has reported losses of 130 million, which is 37 million USD, according to Polish business outlet Puls Biznesu. I think it's the first time I've tried to speak Polish. These losses have been attributed to our decisions to discontinue further work on 2 projects. Wow. Interesting. They're open world action RPG in a fantasy setting is one. And that's funny because I have Dying Light and I had fun with it. I didn't beat it. Dying Light 2, I didn't get too far into it. Really, I didn't. I played the beginning. It's like I got my brand new PC right when it came out. But 5 million copies, that's great. And then they came out with that standalone, which is pretty interesting. So that's very interesting. And you know what? It's interesting. Techland, I've been following them for so long. I wonder if it will show. Let's see. What was that game? Chrome. I don't know if you guys played Chrome. This was back when first-person shooters, when they were first going 3D, not many had the really good graphics yet. And Chrome was one of those that had really good graphics. And yeah, I remember playing through that. There was another one. I didn't play X-Band Rally. It wasn't until Dead Island. I'm pretty sure there was another game. Oh, and they were calling it the Chrome engine. Okay, and I don't know if you guys ever played Call of Juarez, Bound in Blood, 2009. Good game. So Techland's a good, unique developer. So it is disappointing that this has to happen, but hopefully they can keep going. Okay, it had to do with the title. Heavy Metal Death Can is a PS1-inspired zombie survival horror set in a 1970s submarine. Okay, so that sounds great. It's a unique Swedish indie game, combines 90s era survival horror gameplay, heavy metal music, and a 1970s submarine. I haven't watched a video yet, so I don't know if I have it set up to show the audio or show the audio. How do you show audio? Tell me. There you go. That's cool. I mean, I like that it's like old school Resident Evil. It looks like it might even have the tank controls, but there's just enough shading on it to kind of give it a more interesting. That's just going to cover the whole screen, is it? Actually, I bet I could do this, and then there we go. Let me go back just a little bit. I think there's enough. It's really cool. Like, it's almost like old school graphics in terms of the polygon. Oh, that's even double. Sorry, guys. I just doubled everything. I'm going to have to check this out. Let's see. 2026. 2026. Well, let's see. All of that sounds cool and unique. Submarines are great for horror. I love, yeah. Same way you smell the color 4. Firing a gun in a sub equals death, Chris. That is a very good point. I wonder if they take that into account. What was I? Yeah, I was just talking to Steven about that yesterday, because that show, Legend of Galactic Heroes, they have a lot of melee weapons when there's boarding onto the ships, so they're not shooting through the ships. Okay, let's go back. Geo Media sells Kotaku to digital publishing companies. So, I mean, nothing big here except just here's something. Kotaku's been a big deal and it's being sold off. So who knows what happens. Okay. Wonder Boy, Asha, and Monster World. So I don't know if this is a brand new game or a remake. Oh, the game, a remake of Monster World 4. Okay. Oh, and so this is one that had already come out? And then what? Oh, okay. So I was thinking this was a whole new Monster World, but this is just now, this version is available. I like these games. I'm going to add it to the wish list. And it's funny because I've played that last remake so many times and never beat it. But the original Monster Boy is one of my earliest like video game memories of like, okay, I'm into gaming. Let's check this out. Because, I'd played, it's funny when I'd played Nintendo games and I thought they were cool, but it wasn't like what got me into gaming. Let's see. Sources: Banjo-Kazooie Sea of Thieves director leaves Rare after 35 years following Everwild cancellation. So one of the games I got canceled during this Xbox thing was Rare's Everwild. But I just wanted to shout out, there's not that many veterans that are still there, but it's very cool that this guy, after 35 years, wow, I bet he got a very good severance. Because from what I'm looking up, people are getting it pretty good. Leaving Microsoft, and also Microsoft has a whole bunch of new roles, and they're prioritizing layoff Microsoft employees first. So, if anyone needed to know that, so anyway, I'd be curious to see what this guy does if he decides to just retire from gaming entirely, or, yeah, with only a small group of employees remaining from its pre-Microsoft era. That is really cool to think. Yeah, it's really cool. Okay, so here's something else that. So David Malachian is going to play M. Bison. Now, here's something interesting. Originally, Walton Goggins was going to play M. Bison, but apparently, I don't know if this is true, or even the source doesn't know if it's true. They think it might be just related to he has David Goggins. David Goggins, I think, is an athlete. Walton Goggins is the actor that he's at a point right now where he can get some pretty cool roles and probably get paid for it. I bet Street Fighter is not something that's up his alley. It's just more of a pay thing. Now, here's the thing. Maybe there's some facial qualities to David Dascal McElhan that can look like M. Bison, but I kind of don't know what they're going for here, especially, we saw that what's that Andrew guy, forget his name, comedian is going to play a character. The interesting thing is Jason Momoa is Blanca. Like, that seems like awesome, good idea. So I'm really curious to see the tone of this movie, but I feel like I feel like the mix of actors that they're pulling for this is just so unique that it might just be fun for the sake of it. I can see him being Bison's first body. Okay, so we're going lore here. Then that would be awesome. If that's what they're doing. Interesting. I'm gonna have to look more into that. That is really cool. Okay. Now I know we kind of did this backwards, but now we're gonna go into what I've been playing. Because then I might end with not a lot. I played It Takes Two some more with the wife. And she's getting better at it. So actually it's pretty cool. She's getting really good at figuring these things out. And then Mecha Break. I'm gonna jump into Mecha Break. That's all. I didn't play too much yesterday. So I want to use this time to talk a little bit more about Mecha Break, actually. Hold on. Yeah, that's right. The sneeze had to come by. So Mecha Break. How do I want to explain this game? I feel like it plays different than the beta, like 100%. Not that it's a huge difference, but different enough to where I'm kind of seeing what they're going for, and because it's free to play, it's almost like I can feel this essence of free to play games now. So I was just talking about War Robots Frontiers. Thanks for the bless you. I was just talking about War Robots Frontiers recently. Mecha Break is pretty much the fast-paced version of War Robots Frontiers. They're both free to play. But they both play very different. And I think that is, if you're a Mecha fan, I think this is almost. I guess if you're a Mecha fan and you like live service games, this is a good time to be a gamer and a Mecha fan, because between War Robots Frontiers, GBO2, and this game, Mecha Break, you're getting a completely different style of mecha game. Mecha Break is insane and it's fast. And I would say with War Robots Frontiers, my whole thing was it's slow, methodical. Okay, before the loadout, which robot am I going to take with me to use its abilities, to be able to do everything I need to do? Slow paced. When you get into Mecha Break, it's just insane, fast paced. Like, you have to go, and at first it might be too much, but then you can kind of get the feeling for it. And I'll kind of show you. One interesting.
Sky Raider, ready to strike. Falcon, ready to strike.
Okay, ready.
Aquila, Aleseness,
I think before the stream ended yesterday, I grabbed this light support or something, and I had so much fun with that. Actually, I was following this dude around that was being a badass, and I was just healing him constantly. Just healing, setting up healing supports, and then anytime like he'd have an enemy at low health, I could change to a then weapon, because you're primarily a healer. Change to a weapon, blow him up. Like, I was helping, and I didn't get MVP, he did, but I got some sort of support thingy. Okay. Visuals. There are visuals here. The joy being a support, enabling the ace to go on an unstoppable rampage. Yeah, that's just a fun way to. It's like, how am I gonna play this match? Okay, I'm gonna be supporting. By being support, I'm kind of doing my thing, helping out, but also learning how all that stuff works. Oh, escort friendly transport vehicle.
Taking off.
Okay, so this is like a specific game type. Am I underwater? I don't think I've played this before.
Objective: capture consoles and guide payload to destination.
Okay, I almost forget the buttons. What the? Did a dude just come down here? Yeah, he did. Okay.
Console A activates in 20 seconds.
Oh.
Warning: you are leaving the combat zone.
Uh-oh.
Assist.
Where's...
Stabilizing. Subtask: capture console A before.
Oh, yeah, I'm being healed. Oh, wait, is it a dude right there? What the?
Warning: you are leaving the combat zone. Shooting mode. Unavailable.
Oh, no, that guy. What? Okay. This is a little weird because we have to stand by this thing, and I was playing a match earlier that, you know, it's just more straight up, okay, what?
Melee mode.
Ah, man, sometimes trying to get a lock. Anyway, the deathmatch modes are a little easier.
Shooting mode. Aquila, ready to provide aerial cover.
The similarity with GBO2 is in, like, having to move all the time.
Advancing. Assist. Unavailable. Assist.
Alright. Is there a dude shooting? Okay.
Console B activates in 20 seconds.
Alright. I mean, I can't say I know exactly what's going on, but I have a kind of a fundamental understanding of how to attack, so at least.
Capture console B. Activating signal console. Melee mode. Signal
Uh-oh.
console out of range. Signal console
Wow, I can't even see what's going on there.
activated.
Okay.
Assist.
At least I got that guy, because there's a lot. Oh,
Assist.
Amateur.
alright. But you see how, like, crazy this is? And that's the thing. As I get play more and more and more, I don't know if I'm just gonna find it to be like just too much and there's not much thinking to it, or maybe there really is more strategy. Oh, there we go.
Assist.
Okay, cool.
Shooting mode.
Oh, there's a guy right there. Why? You're not gonna survive.
Melee mode. Assist. Console C activates in 20 seconds.
Okay.
Stabilizing.
I'll switch. Oh, as soon as I switch. Yeah, it's just I don't like having to switch from melee to shooting. I feel like. Oh, it's a visible dude. Not really, though.
Activating signal console. Console out of range. Weapon not
Ah. Thanks for the heals.
assist.
Well, okay. Well, at least I got an assist.
Hoping you'd last longer.
I wonder if, like, maybe my weapons aren't that powerful yet. That I don't even know. I haven't even... I looked at the shop, and I don't even know what I'm supposed to be tricked into buying.
The payload is rapidly advancing. Assist. I was hoping you'd last
Okay.
longer.
And it's cool. There are some, and I can't wait to start using them more, that do, like, the transforming, like a Zeta Wave Rider thingy. Oh. What did I got? Yeah, really hard to lock on sometimes. Really, or it's just maybe I just got to get used to what these controls are supposed to be doing.
Assist.
Nice. Oh no.
Assist.
Nice. All right.
I was hoping you'd last longer.
Oh, I like the invisible guys because it's like, oh, was that it?
Victory.
Victory. Cool. And I can't really say I knew what I was doing exactly, but at least you can see like how fast paced the game gets. It's not doing anything unique or different that I haven't done in another game before, but I think, you know, the visuals are really fun to look at, seeing like fast paced mecha combat action.
MVP.
Again, because it's way different
Tricera will always have your
than
back.
War Robots or GBO2. So, waiting for PS5. Yeah, that I wonder what the... Here's one thought. Maybe putting it on PC and Xbox is almost like a beta, because I feel like PlayStation is the place that you want to have your video games, right? Like with the Battle Destiny, right? So yeah, I wonder if then by the time it comes out on PlayStation, it will be like the best form of this game with all the feedback. And then by then, and I'm hoping they do this, they do the cross progression and all that. So, well, all right, guys. That'll be it for now. Now I'm off today, so I think I might stream some more a little later, but on Got 'Em Explained. But I'm gonna head out for now. So that was a lot of fun. I'll be back later on. Have a good one. Peace out.